We're here now.
Here we are.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello.
Hello.
Tis us, the people who do the thing and say the thing and make the... Oh no, I forgot my notebook. It's over. Hi.
We do
Go
that.
get your notebook.
Thank you. Yeah.
That was a really good description of our dynamic. Yes.
Exactly.
Everything you needed to know about the show right there.
Frightening
I
accurate.
did it. I have it. It's all here.
Hooray.
I made it happen. It's great.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm a voice actor and a performer based in Queensland. You can find me on Twitter at @the_RealSnakeP. I am currently doing a show, so if you happen to be in the southeastern part of Queensland, in the next few weeks, we'll be going with Rock of Ages, where I play Franz.
I've never seen Rock of Ages. I'm also not in Queensland, so I will not be seeing Rock of Ages at this time.
That's only a short drive, isn't it?
Oh, it's only a short 15 to 20 hour drive. It'll be fine.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's like
I mean,
being-
to get to
That's like-
Queensland, it's like 8 hours of driving straight. Like it's just straight driving 8 hours. It's not that bad. But if you want to
15
survive
is
the drive,
20 hours.
if you want to survive the drive and not like hit a kangaroo and total your car.
Okay, now you're being fussy.
Yeah.
I wanted to get there alive. That was where I was fussy.
I mean, we do appreciate our audience being alive. It makes them more responsive.
There's having a dead audience, and then there's having a dead audience.
I mean, they don't throw things.
Well,
The smell might.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Anyway, Danny.
Not entirely downside.
Danny, help! Save
I
us!
can't.
I just like
I can't help you.
KJ's kangaroo, the
Introduce
bouncing
yourself
moose of
instead.
Australia.
What if I just say no? Is it still helping? What if I just refuse? What if
you
I
just
just say no?
refuse, we never start.
Oh, well, okay. So I'm Danny. I'm also a voice actor, director, story editor, which is, more or less what I do during the day, too, in a weird way. Anywho, I am professionally very, very sleepy at all times.
Oh, you're a theater major. Got it.
That's right.
Professionally sleepy.
I'll show you my
Oh,
degree
what
when
When I
I'll show
finish
you my
it.
degree when I find it. Yeah.
You'll show me the degree when you turn in the last assignment, right?
When I haha!
Oh,
Never gonna catch me alive.
Shell's idea.
wow.
You're not wrong.
Jamie.
That's me. I'm Jamie. I am also a voice actor and director, and you can catch me on Twitter at Muffin Manifesto or on my website jamie-collect.com. And you can check out some stuff I've directed and performed in at streamedshakespeare.com. You know, the guy with the frilly neck beard, ruffs, same thing.
The frilly neck beard is how I will forever think of Shakespeare now.
I mean, to be fair.
To be fair,
I have no idea what that means, and yet it's funny.
Frilly neck beard sounds incredible. I want a frilly neck beard.
History is undecided if Shakespeare was one person, a group of people, or just a pile of frilly neck lizards in a coat.
I love how. Yeah. I mean, that's the royal family, though, isn't it? Isn't that like actually like law? Is the royal family is a lizard?
They are
No.
secret lizard people.
Yeah. Or werewolves.
The eponymous werewolves in London.
The eponymous werewolves of London.
Yes. Yeah, me. gosh, what do I do for? Oh yes, I'm an author, which is to say that lately I've been authoring an awful lot, which feels really, really good. Up over 10,000 words on my current project, which feels nice. Not doing NaNoWriMo, but writing like a fiend anyway, and coincidentally it's November. Also, obviously, GM and map maker and that sort of thing, as you see from what I'm doing here. And I'm also published on Amazon. You can catch up with any of my 3 current novels there. I do a steampunk. I have 2 steampunk novels and a dieselpunk novel there that you can look up under my name. And of course, catch up with me on Twitter, MichelleV69. Always got something useful to say. I'm sure of it.
I would never be brave enough to say that I always have something.
Okay, allow me to rephrase. I always have something useful to retweet at least once a day. I think that's more accurate.
That's fair. That one's fair. Yeah, I can agree with that one. Me, I am an actor. I'm an actor. I'm also a writer. I am also. I'm a lot of things. I do a lot of things. I'm on Twitter. Find me. Say hi. I'm doing a show, the Opera House. It's called Lion Queen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pantomime, which is because apparently America doesn't know what pantomimes are.
It means something different for us.
Yeah.
What does it mean for you?
Let's not get into that.
Okay. A pantomime for the rest of the world is a show that tends to be satirical and amusing. Now I understand why Americans think it means something different.
Yeah.
I get that now. Yeah. We will be combating the great King Schlong in this show. So, yeah. And this is Jin.
Yay!
Say hi, Jin.
Hi, Jen.
Jin sweated slightly, and that was.
I was just going to say, if your Jin says hello, we need to talk about how much you've already had to drink.
I will only be having one. Will only be one times gin. Then I switch to water. Depending on how the day's going. Okay. Should we do the intro?
We may as well do the intro and maybe play the game and stuff. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Now you know.
We got into the discussion of what a pantomime was, and so we left you there for a little bit.
I told you it would be upsetting for you, which is why I said
confusing as hell.
To quote last session, that's trauma.
So maybe people will listen to me when I say let's not get into it.
I will.
Unlikely. Yep.
That's my
Not
thought.
good at No.
You're awesome, Danny, but no.
It's not on me. That's all I gotta say. I warned you.
Yep. You did.
All right. When we last left our heroes, they just heard the demons say. So, okay, everyone's ready to resume fighting?
Yeah.
In theory.
In theory.
Well, Kaz isn't conscious
Do whatever you want. I'm super
or
dead.
aware.
Not super dead. You have at least 1 hit point.
You have
Yeah, I
one
believe
hit
you
point.
had 1 hit point.
Whatever you want.
Spider
I'm
has
almost
1
dead.
hit point.
1 is not 0.
That's
It's
true.
not 0.
And 0 is not dead either, so
Yeah.
We're so good at math here at the place.
Now, I will caution you, at the point that the demon thought it was funny to taunt a dragon by beating up a couple of his friends and then saying, "Giggle point, did you really think I was going to fight a dragon? No, I'm going to kill your friends first." I will caution you, it is entirely possible that the villain is villain enough to try and actually do a finishing blow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. In case that had not crossed you.
It's a demon.
It's a demon. If it didn't think about that, then I would say it's not demonic enough.
Yeah. I'm. This is the polite GM storyteller warning, if you will. The villains are gonna villain. Okay. According to my indicative chart, Kaz goes on 28, Heo goes on 22, Spider goes on 21, Smithers goes on 21 as well. Currently is suffering, has taken 14 wounds, has been suffering the provoked bane, and then the from Heo, and then the persistent damage bane at a d6. Okay.
Do I have this? I've got a note here saying sickened. What's that?
That is the effect on Heo.
Heo has persistent damage and sickened?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Granite goes on 19, followed by Smithers going again. Alexandra goes on 17, followed by Smithers going twice more. Okay.
I'm suffering. That's what I know.
Yes. The good news is
I'm still caught in a memory as well.
Yes. The good news is that Kazra is not about to do a flat spin, beak first into the ground.
Yes.
Due to some incredibly clever interpretation of the concept of barrier.
Thanks, Alexa.
Also, when you come back, you can thank me then.
Yep.
Also, Spider is bolstered, so advantage 2.
Yeah, that's what I remember. There was an advantage of some sort.
Yep. For the folks at home, this session is going to be dice heavy and a little bit grindy. Hopefully, that is the nature of fights. If you have questions, please feel free to shout out, and someone will try and figure out the answers in chat.
We're only ever 2 natural 20s away.
I'm here to try and help answer questions in the chat because I'm dead. I'm not dead. It's funnier to say that than very poorly off.
Yeah.
It's
There are bad ways to be, and Kaz is very close to several of them. So
I find it very narratively interesting to be in several bad ways. Avenge me.
Won't go down without an inconvenience.
Yes.
All right. Over the intervening week, Kaz, Grit Mustache pointed out on my Discord server that because you had actually taken a hit, you actually get let's see here, where is it? Okay. You do not have disadvantage on the on your roll anymore because you've been hit, and the same applies to Spider. Because you've taken damage, and it is not anything that corresponds with what's going on in your hallucination. It's sort of a sharp adjustment of your reality, if you will. That maybe what you're seeing doesn't line up with what's really going on. Okay. So for this round, when you make your resist rolls, you do not roll with disadvantage. Thank you, Great Mustache, for the tip. I did miss that in the reading of Hallucinate. So we actually we'll jump right in. Kazra, if you would be so kind, please. First thing to do for you is to roll that resistance roll.
Hang on, let me pull up my updated character sheet. And now I will do exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
I'm going to
great.
continue to get the things I clearly don't have.
Yeah, so I'm saying them out loud. You're welcome.
Nope,
So
I've got what I
you're
needed.
trying. So it's rolling a d20, and you're trying to roll 10 or higher.
Yeah, I rolled an 8. I was just trying to see whether there was there are any pluses there.
Unfortunately, no.
I rolled an 8, which is part of the course. Carry on.
Okay. So all right then. So you will hit the ground at the end of your action. The good news is you will not take damage from doing so because of two Flappy Birds mightily doing their absolute best to slow you down. They're convinced they've saved you.
They did. It was them. Oh my god.
Flappy
So
Birds
sweet.
did save. They did do that work. They worked
You're
so
doing amazing,
hard.
sweeties.
Which brings us to Hale on a 22.
Okay. I'm Heo. I'm going to try and get rid of Sickened before doing other things. So Heo still glaring at this demon. There's sort of like this moment of focus, I guess. And then like is literally just sort of expelling this entropic sickness from his body, and then just shakes it off like a cat getting out of a bath, just like.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, whatever it splatters, it withers. Which, by the way, is the demise of that skeleton you've been ignoring because it's been like dink, 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 and
like that. Doesn't kill it. It's like, gross. No. I'm out. And I'm going to try. I'm going to try and put a boon on all of us.
Okay.
Which is going to be a pretty hefty disadvantage.
Sure. What is the boon you are attempting to trigger?
Resistance.
And pardon?
Resistance.
Resistance. What kind of a resistance are you attempting, please?
Entropic.
Entropic. Very smart.
Okay. I think that's going to be good because I got a pretty decent roll in the d20. It's actually not a great roll in all the d8s, but there's enough.
Yeah, because you're what at disadvantage 4?
Yeah. But I think that's still enough to get me to 20, which I think, to double check, is what I needed. It was. So, Hale is staring at this demon as just, look at the little demon, so proud of his entropic tricks. You think this is pain? You have the audacity to call this pain to me. I have seen nations rise, fall, become forgotten. I have heard your little speech 100 times over. I have watched friends, loved ones die. I have watched my race slaughtered. I am the unbidden change of clear sky. I am the spark of hope. I am the flame of vengeance. I am your Thunderstorm. I bring sanctuary. He sort of breathes this flame into his hand, and this is a different flame from before. Before was like the flame of the inferno.
Mm-hmm.
It was consuming. It was angry.
Mm-hmm.
And this, as he breathes into his hand, it's softer, and it sort of ripples over his body, and he sort of extends a hand, and it just sort of, this flame sort of pulses out like a ripple across the ground, and spreads out. And as it touches Spider and then Alexandre and then Kazra, it sort of washes over them. And Spider and Kazra probably aren't going to immediately notice because they're stuck in the hallucination, but Alexandre would feel it. It's comforting, warm. This is the fire of the hearth. This is the fire that cooks the meal that nourishes you. This is the fire that the blacksmith uses to make tools. This is the fire people gather around and become community.
Okay.
And it sort of sinks into you and gives you that. And so everyone now has resistance, power level 5 against entropy.
And what does power level 5 resistance do?
So if you are the target of anything stemming from entropy, your defense, your whatever defense is being targeted is 6 higher than it would otherwise be. And which I just remembered I'd be hit by my persistent damage before I did any of this, but going forward, while persistent damage normally doesn't count your defenses, it does count resistance.
Okay, interesting.
So
all right.
The persistent damage would happen before this resistance, this turn.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Yep. So what? It's a D6, or what are you afflicted by?
I put it. It was a D6. Yeah, it's a D6.
Okay, 1 sec. So that would work out to be 5 points that you will have taken. So it sizzles.
How does hair look?
He sort of went from like angry, essentially. But
I meant health wise.
Oh, he doesn't look too. That's the first damage he's taken.
Okay, cool.
So he probably looks fine. There's probably a grimace at some point when that sort of while he was getting rid of the sickness aspect.
Okay. And thus we arrive at anything else actually before we go any further here?
I think that is everything.
All right. And that brings us thus to Spider, who gets to make a resistance roll, 10 plus on a d20.
With advantage.
With advantage.
Advantage 1?
Yes. Because the disadvantage has been removed, so you gain advantage 1.
That's right.
Right. Sorry, I just couldn't remember if Bolster was advantage 1 or 2. That's an 11.
Wonderful.
Okay. We're in action then.
Yes. So Spider will, quote, come to. The nightmare that the nightmare in the firelight being replaced by a nightmare in the firelight. The only one in this case, the dragon's the good guy, if you will. The fire-breathing monster's the good guy.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So the big thing is next to Hio, down in the main part of the ruins.
I think it's next to. It was closer to Spider.
Well, because I was up in a ledge or something.
Yeah, originally you had been up in a tree when you were sniping, but I couldn't really come up with a way that he wouldn't have fallen basically in the process of attempting to duel the phantasm in his head, in their head, wouldn't have gone for a tumble. So at this point in time, you're actually standing on the ground under the tree with your cane sword half out.
That may have been my failure to explain what I imagined for Spider, which was not in a tree, but in like a nook in the ruins, like up
very good.
10 feet or so.
True.
Regardless, if he's right there, I'm gonna jump on him and try and stab him with this cane sword. Great idea.
Sure
Let's
thing.
jump on the writhing mass of tentacles. The question was primarily to gauge. He is engaged in combat with Hio, though.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Certainly focusing on him.
Right. Yeah, I just need you to be next to him in terms of lethal strike.
I don't know if because I got an opportunity attack when he went away from me.
Yeah,
That's
no.
why he's bleeding.
In fact, the last action was to have run over and attacked Spider.
Okay. Right.
Ran over, attacked Spider, and then used Void Lance on Danny's character Kazra while standing beside. So he's very aware. Smithers is very aware of where Spider is and has been and is engaged with Spider.
And no one else. Granite's not nearby either.
Granite got left behind over where the battle was.
Okay, then no.
Because Smithers has been flying around.
Good.
Right.
So I have no advantage here.
Correct.
Unless we still have our advantages from laying traps and stuff, right?
Yes, you have one. You have one group advantage for attack and one for defense.
Yeah, we should use that on the defensive one, maybe on Danny trying to get out of her thing next time. Forgot about that. Then yeah, I think I will. If people are okay with that, I'm going to use the advantage on. Oh wait, no, I do get one advantage because the cane sword has deadly one. It's also got resistance one. I don't know if I should have taken less damage because of that, but I don't know. Or maybe I have to activate that. I never used that version of it. I used the deadly version.
I think with resistance, you would have to activate it and decide the damage type.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go. I think Spider's more likely to have kept it in deadly mode anyway.
Yes, literally the point of that weapon is it's either extremely deadly or extremely defensive. It does not do both simultaneously.
Yeah, that's what I remembered. So, all right, I'll just take that one advantage. I won't use the traps one. I'll leave that for someone else. Let's go. Oh, there's one exploding 10.
Lovely.
A 7, a 10, a 14. That's 21, 31, and another 8, 39.
That is definitely a hit.
Wait, let me just double check. That's a 7, not a 1. Yep, that's a 7.
Very
39.
Good. All right. Smithers Guard is a 23.
Okay.
And thus...
It takes 16.
Correct.
If he is able to be silenced, he is silenced. And I will also try and tear open a gash for persistent bleeding damage as well.
All right.
Just in case, because he already has. Yours is probably better than this.
Oh, can they only have one persistent?
Yeah, I talked to Great Mustache about this last week. So just see if you could. They normally don't stack. It can be up to the Michelle's discretion that maybe like different types might stack, but usually it's whatever the most damaging one is the prevalent one.
Because otherwise what you wind up with is Death of 1,000 Cuts, where you after 3 rounds of combat, someone is taking 11d4 damage.
That sounds awesome.
Kind of makes sense to me.
A couple of D4 here, a couple of D4 here, and just keep stacking D4s into the pile as the group goes.
I'm down for that.
I would definitely hope Hio would going forward could stack bleeding and fire and just sort of like get that roll.
Yeah, I could do bleeding and poison. Mine is a D8, but I could go for a different bane.
Yes, that because it's currently D6. So
No, let's leave persistent damage. Then I'll do something else. I doubt incapacitating or stunning is that useful on a boss monster, though.
stunning does
Incap.
cost it like an action.
Bosses are
Yeah, stunning.
immune. Go.
Yeah, stun specifically says it only affects their normal turn, not their.
Yes.
And
Which
the
is
bonus
my
next,
guess is
right?
most boss monsters are just straight up immune to incapacitated because it would be too. Broken.
They're immune to you can't like coup de grace them while they're incapacitated
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
without them being. You have to reduce their hit points to 0 before you can do that.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can incapacitate, but then you would have to wake up because you hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, because when we hit it, it'll just wake up.
But
Yeah,
also,
we're in-
if you can stun it, then I can use my turn and
Yeah.
then just an interrupt action to just like heal 2 people very quickly instead of.
Yeah. I think stun makes the most sense for what Spider was going for anyway, which was just
There's
like
also
a big
GM
surprise attack from above.
What about blinded is also potentially one there.
How many eyes does this creature have? Does the creature have eyes?
Well, yes, it has two. It has two on its human face. What that actually means, you do not know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are muted, Danny. You're welcome.
Michelle always
Makes me
thinks that
do I
we're
need to look at...
saying thank you.
That's right. For some reason, something strikes.
All right. So, what is Spider's finale here? What is the net effect? Are you upgrading the damage to a D8 or not?
No. I'm going to stun, but I just realized I don't get silencing strike. That's only if the target is caught off guard or unaware of the attack.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry.
All
So
right.
it is just stunned.
All right then.
And I'm on top of it. Great place to be with 7 hit points.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't work badly. 1 sec. Yes. Okay. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Just updating my little sheet here. There we go. Right then. Well then. That brings us to Smithers. There's nothing to prevent you from stunning it. I couldn't remember if Smithers basically had I ignore stun, but no, does not. However, does have. Pardon?
So it only gets 1 action on this turn.
Yes, it does have resilient, which gives it advantage 1 on its recovery roll. So essentially, all it can do it's just going to try and recover.
Yeah, right.
There's literally no reason for it to put up with the effects. It gets to go a couple of more times, and it knows that.
Yep, that's fair.
So
take the persistent damage first.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a D6 damage. Yep.
Yep.
And I rolled a 6.
Cool.
Which explodes?
I was just going to say, now here's a fancy
every die.
Yes.
Always explodes.
Every die explodes.
Yeah.
And that becomes another 6. So we're up to 12 points of damage.
Wow.
Whoops.
Guy's a bleeder.
That death by 1,000 cuts situation, please. Just keep rolling 6s if you wouldn't mind.
And that's a 5. So that is 17 points of damage. 17 points of damage it's taken in wounds from the bleeding effect. Yes. I guess the best way of explaining what is happening is that it's spraying this ichor out of the gate, out of the wound, and whatever the ichor lands on, including dirt, like hisses and fizzles, and turns into this black, inky, oily vapor. It's you can't help but think that a spritzer of that magnitude probably is doing some distraction. Doing some distraction. Yeah, or to put it another way, that's gotta hurt. All right. So, and then 2d20. That's an 11 and a 17, so the stun comes off.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That brings us to Granite, who will use its movement to stride across the battlefield, and I basically is going to do another might attack to try and just do some damage here if it can. So
Granite, haunch.
I don't want to be this person, but I'm going to be this person and say that a target expending its move action to resist the Bane receives the remainder of their usual actions if the resist roll succeeds. So if there is a minor or a move, then
the minors are going into sustains, and the move, and it doesn't want to move. It wants to kill. It wants to kill the thing that just stuck it. So
that makes sense. As you were, please.
Nope, all good. All right. So, would you mind rolling the attack for Granite, Chantal?
I missed what Granite was doing because I was looking up.
Walking over and backhanding, brick fist backhand.
I challenge you to a duel. Crack.
I see. So that's a might roll, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Oh, Granite, please. That's a 9. Little Granite.
So yet again, slams its fist into the it's almost comic book back, the big wall of brick backhand right across Smithers's face. The head goes around 4 or 5 times and slowly coasts to a halt, facing the wrong way, and then back into the correct position. I told you to take a number.
A very good boy.
He's trying so hard.
Smithers.
Smithers?
Yes, thank you. We would have been, destitute without it.
I know.
Smithers will look over it, and golf clap with his offset of hands. Oh, good. Has it ever occurred to you there's a reason there aren't any dragons left? And he puts his hand up in the air. It rotates on its wrist in a very unnatural way, and a flash of what happens when you take the void of space and interpose it between the palm of your hand and Spider's nose.
No.
I can do. So yeah, it just to prove that it can do other things than entropy. It's going to use an energy attack. It will use energy versus guard, frozen hate. So the good news is, okay, that's D20 plus 3D10, and then it has advantage. It gets its boss edge on the advantage. Sorry, so that's that.
Why 3d10? That's so many d10s.
Against your face with 1 hit point.
Yeah.
I have more. No, Danny's at 1. I'm at 7.
Last time you said you were at like 1. I don't know.
I'm at 7, but I have 10 lethal on me.
Oh, good.
I have 10 out of 24 lethal.
20k. Okay.
So you have 14 health.
Yeah, it's
max at the moment.
right now. Yeah.
I
Alright.
can't heal that. I need
He-
an hour, but I
He
can
would
do
have
it.
disadvantage from being provoked, though. Just
Yes. So so what that does is cancels out the advantage 3 for its boss edge.
fun.
So the total is a 20. Okay, so I got a 17 and 6 is 23, plus 4 is 27, plus 3 is 30. What is your guard, please?
If you had stopped at 27, I would have been on 1 HP. But no, I am knocked unconscious or whatever it is that happens at 0.
Yep,
Spider,
there you
no!
It's
okay.
get launched off the thing by some frozen punch to the guts, I guess.
Actually, no. It's literally, it's like an icicle forms. You know, the hand is twisted around backwards, which is to say the arm is facing this way and the hand is rotated again in an anatomically improbable way to face back towards Spider, who's stabbing on at the back. And this icicle forms around his around its hand, and then starts sort of doing this. You know, icicle lightning bolt, I guess is the best way of explaining it, until it, you know, or if you've seen Antarctica, you get the brine icicle, you know, the icicle of doom. It just hits the ground and starts spreading over the seafloor. And that's just, you know, this little tendril of ice just think, and it just...
No. Spider's
just,
in carbonite now.
yeah, and Smithers gives a light shake and the frozen block falls off. And looks and again still looking at Heyo. You're going to run out of friends soon, but that's okay. They'll keep well for a snack.
Wow. Rude. Just.
And that brings us to Alexandre.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna heal that. Let's not leave our friends in carbonite now, shall we? That seems a bit unnecessary.
That seems a bit,
I
bit gauche.
have I have a boon focus, so I don't, as far as I'm aware, need to roll to check whether it works. It just does. For healing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So let's see if we can get like 14.
You could potentially, because you could multi-target and still roll, but you get like an advantage or something.
I don't think I have the highest. Oh, but hang on.
But wait.
I didn't realize there were tiers to boon focus because I wasn't looking. Huzzah. Hello.
Yeah, if you're not targeting a single target, it's not automatic, but you get advantage 2 on the roll.
And if you don't move,
you can focus.
I can focus, so then it goes to. It's just a
advantage 3.
Yeah.
But what if I fail that roll altogether and don't invoke it?
It would feel bad.
Exactly, it would, wouldn't it?
But there's a lot of tiers to heal, so to getting just a heal, you only need like a 12 to get any kind of healing.
Mm-hmm.
My dice have not been friendly recently.
Definitely a consideration.
Yeah, it's just, you know, like, let's see what this one does. Yeah, that's a 2. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to heal one person.
Yeah.
I'm just going to heal one person and then hope that... No, I'm going to have to, aren't I? I'm going to have to...
Well, it's Animal Better Be Spider. He's dead. Not dead.
He's
not dead.
Not dead.
He's only mostly dead.
He's non-lethally dead.
He's non-lethally dead. Okay. I'm going to have to do it. So I'm going to... Let's hope. Let's hope. Let's pick not that D20 and not that D20. Let's go this one.
It's like advantage 1 overall.
Advantage 1.
After reduction of the 2 targets.
Yep.
Okay. Wait, advantage 1. Please. Hey, look at that.
One
That's
no
nice.
whammies.
It did work. Huh?
Yay!
One time, no
work.
whammies.
19, 24, 29.
What's your ability in
That's-
this?
Big numbers.
6.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're
Hell yeah.
limited by you're limited by your stat, not your power level. So yeah.
Yes.
But you
So
hit it.
it's 2d8 for. Do I roll it twice for the 2 different people, or do I roll it the once?
You rolled it individual.
I was going to say you roll it once, but I don't know that for sure.
Where it's just. So the way I prefer to do it is because it's only a couple of people. Just roll them individually.
Okay, so spider. That is 7 HPs. Kazra,
So spider is out of trouble.
also 7, but with different numbers on the dice.
Excellent.
So you both have an extra 7, which puts Spider back where he started.
Yeah, just spitting up blood.
Your attack feels like nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Feels
Oh, never mind.
Spitting up icicles. Yeah.
Question also: is Kazra on the ground?
Yes.
Yes.
Is now on the ground. Good.
Despite her best
I
efforts,
thought it was
yes.
next turn.
No.
Yes.
At the beginning of this turn, Kazra remained in the grip of the hallucination and not really crash landed, but more snow piled a short distance away from the primary fight.
Good.
Because with the focus action, you wouldn't be maintaining the barrier.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. That was kind of why I was asking the question.
Yeah.
No, that was stated at the beginning of the. That was stating at the end of Kaz's round.
Yeah. So I am not moving or doing anything else, but I'm also not panicking.
Okay.
Well, I'm panicking. Alexandria is not. Tough cookie. What does it look like?
You tell me.
Okay. Musical notes find cracks in the ice and just vibrate it and crack it apart, and then get
Ooh.
to Spider and heal Spider. Because I rolled them separately for Kazra, it catches her as she lands on the ground, and then sort of goes in from her back.
Sure.
Got a little treble clef, just scoops me.
Yeah.
Scoop.
Do you ever need scooping?
Yeah. When the song drops and it really just sort of wakes you up.
The beat dropped.
Just.
And Kazra.
I'm glad
He's
you
fine.
got there.
We got there.
All right.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
No. Don't let them. No.
The objective here is to avoid that, in fact.
Okay, I have an unfortunate question because Alexandria's magic takes the form of La Chanson.
Yeah.
La Chanson. I can't do words today. But does it still sound like the way that it sounded the last?
No,
do you
not
hear
at all.
anything? Or
I'm just going to say, so if you are under the influence of one of Alexandria's magical effects, you hear the chanson, and you are hearing it as though it is the London Philharmonic.
Okay. It's not the terrible, horrible thing I heard last time.
No, which
no,
was
it
the
sounds-
London Philharmonic being run over by a freight train.
Yeah. One by one.
But also, you don't hear any
It
of it
started
because
at the
you're
woodwind test
hallucinating.
and went laterally. Sees what happened.
I just wanted to know whether, as a rule, I would hear it.
Nope. Yeah,
That's
so
funny because you're
anytime-
hallucinating. I wonder whether it's kind of like Inception, where they all start hearing the music like inside a dream.
Yeah.
The Hans Zimmer bwah, comes in. And like,
Yeah,
That would make
Alright.
Alexandria panic also.
Smithers sighs. You can very audibly hear this cranky old grandmother from somewhere. It's basically Robin Williams doing an impression of a Russian babushka. I kept telling you that you're always supposed to shoot the healer first. You're such a failure. Fine, shoot the healer. Zot!
Zot? Maybe not the word zot.
Again, Frozen Hate just kind of sticks the other hand out, because this one is still facing towards the now thawed out, but slightly blue in the lips. Spider sticks the other hand out, and again the icicle of death kind of crawls its way through the air towards you. Again, its advantage is wiped out by the effect of the provoke, and the head kind of wiggles back and forth a few times, and you hear this snap as it finally connects with the spine that's supposed to be attached to, and then it promptly rotates at an unnatural angle back towards Heyo. I figure once she's down, I'll have plenty of time to carve dragon steak. I understand you people are quite tasty. Okay, wow.
Oh no.
So, all right. So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is the D20 was an 8. The bad news is that one of the D10s exploded. So I have 8 plus 7 plus 2, which is 17. And then another 10, which is 27. Exploding D10 is a 5. So that winds up a 32 versus your guard.
Oh my god, is a 14.
All right. So you will take 18 points of energy damage.
Ouch.
And I think now that is high enough that can just drop a bane on you. Yeah, it really doesn't want you doing that again. So I think you are going to be afflicted by the sickened bane.
Wow.
So while you're freezing to death, you can also puke.
Oh, good.
Oh, wait a second. No, cannot do sickened, because that's entropy, not energy. Hang on a sec. I need to quickly find out what banes are available to energy.
Oh, I could probably
blind, I think, is the most like one. So because that was energy versus guard, right? Yeah, blind.
Blinded.
Yes. So basically, your eyelids are frozen shut. So you cannot see as long as the effect persists. Target automatically fails any perception rolls based on normal sight, attack rolls, perception rolls. Suffer disadvantage 5, and your guard is reduced by 3.
God, plus 3.
We having fun, guys?
Should for Alexandra's sake, like boons on attacks. So
I'm sorry?
boons are not attacks.
Yes.
So it's attack
I'm
rolls
aware.
and perception rolls.
Yeah.
Yes. And all right. And then Smithers gets to go again. And doopy-doopy-doo. It's going to use healing on itself. Because you've actually taken a good chunk out of its health, and it's going to take more damage next round. So it's just going to wave its. So it's going to basically pick up the dismembered leg of one of the skeletons that had withered away. It had been withered and torched, and kind of like the way a paper shredder goes through a pencil. So let's see, healing boon. There we are. And can roll that to power level 9 if all goes well. Wow, rolled a natural 1 on the d20. So, okay, so it has advantage 3 on the roll, so it has 3 chances. So it's got a 1, a 9, a 4, and a 5. So it gets 3 chances to upgrade the roll, or essentially it's just wasted its initiative for the amount of damage you folks have done. So I'm going to try and upgrade the 4 first. That's a 6, which is an upgrade. So that's 1. Try to upgrade the 5 next. That's a 3, which is not an upgrade. And a 2, which is not an upgrade. So the 5 stands. So it is rolled a 21, which is power level
5.
So it can heal 2d6, and that's it. That's a little thin for the amount of damage that it took on the bleed last round. Okay. And let's see what happens.
No whammies.
It rolled a 2 and a 1. So it is healed. Yeah, that was a complete
Whammies.
waste of its. That was its complete waste of its action. So hang on. That's 30, 47 you've done to it so far. So that means it's down to 43 wounds now. That could, and I quote, that could have gone better. So yeah, put those away, and that is Smithers' action. Kaz needs to roll their resistance, please.
Okay.
Do we want to give advantage to this with the thing?
Oh, that's nice.
With our defensive wound?
And it's a good thing, too.
I think that's a good idea. I'd say
I rolled a 13. So she's
All
just
right. Okay.
What?
So you are finally out of the hell in your head and into the hell of the present.
Yep.
Yay.
Just being swaddled by
So-
this gentle treble clef in the dirt over here off to the side.
And you now have
two
well,
birds.
and the 2 earrings.
Oh, yes.
Well, yes, because now they've stopped yanking on your toes and tail feathers, and now they're trying to drag you to safety by your ears.
Birds don't have. Birds have holes. They don't have.
We don't. Mm-mm.
That's why they're only trying. That's why they're only trying. They're not succeeding.
It's
They can't
whatever
find the
is-
They're
ears.
looking for the ears.
Whatever's
Well,
fast. She's
Well, I'm
got
just gonna say
something.
the artwork clearly shows something that looks like a tassel on one side and whatever. So they're whatever it is you have your piercings to is what they've grabbed onto.
They're dragging me by the feathers of my family members.
Oh, we need to talk to them
mean-
about that. But-
Freely given, they're not dead. It's just like symbolic. Like, chill.
I also hope that it's not in opposite directions. But I also don't know
You know
because
it is.
I made
know
these
it is.
We're going this way. No, we're going this way.
Hey, I'm fine. Calm down.
You also have. You also wake up to a
fine.
comforting inner warmth.
It's
Like
nice.
you're- yes, like you've been roasting on a spit. I mean.
The problem is that Cass doesn't know what to do at this point. Like, realistically, she's been knocked out this entire time.
You just literally woke up in a fight. You went from a really bad skydiving moment to what is that?
I think she kind of like rolls up to a standing position and winces and then moves to take off so that she can move towards everyone else.
Yeah.
Brandishing the big fuck off knife. I gotta help my friends. She's dazed, but that's all she does.
No problem. Okay.
Unless I can attack someone, I have no idea. I have no
Yeah,
fucking
Smithers is out of range.
You could try and put like a bane or
You can put a bane or a
boon
boon
on
on
yourself, or
Yeah.
Bane.
You can heal yourself, I
try and
believe.
heal if you have.
Can I heal myself? Is that a
With
thing?
creation, you can
There's
do
a
that.
lot of stats that let you heal,
You have
including my favorite, which is
creation.
presence. I do love
If you
the
have
pep talk.
presence.
I have creation. I have
Creation, learning, logic, and presence will all allow you to. It will all allow you to cast heal on yourself.
well, I have creation 5, so I'm gonna go with creation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely do
Traditional
that.
healing.
Yeah, let's do that. So I'm
I
gonna
want to know what that
roll-
looks like too. Alexandri won't know what that looks like, but I would like to.
Guys, I've never been in combat in this game. Fuck if I just think it's definitely some full 60 like bullshit that like Kaz has never had to do before in her life.
Okay, so hang on. I've done this one, or I was told how to do. Okay, so it's stand this way, wail that tail feather, dance around in a circle, chant the Oh, was it chant first? I can never remember.
It's like you're calling like a grandparent thing. Just like, remember, when fighting a demon, when am I ever gonna need that?
Exactly. I think that the ultimate effect, what you see, like contrary to like anything that Kaz would notice herself, is a little bit like a spectral version of the armor that we saw in the vision. Sort of like glows, sort of like around her, and then just like like a heartbeat almost, and then it sort of sinks in, and like that's sort of the healing power, I believe. Oh, now I'm rolling good. Okay.
We want
just
that.
need over 20.
You just need
not that good. As soon as I said something, I fucked it up. So,
but under 20 will still get you healing.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's 19 total, I believe.
That's a
You'll
D10.
roll a D10 for healing.
And it will explode if it explodes.
Yes.
And it will explode if it explodes.
That's always
Truer words never been spoken.
Okay, no, that was a 6. So.
All right. So, but you've regained 6 health.
Haha.
All right.
So it's a little weak, but it's there.
The dance of your people. Come on, a chicken tail feather.
That awkward moment when you're trying to work out what the Disney musical that would go would be with. All right. So that is Kaz's action. How's everyone feeling before we plunge into the rest of the round? Does anyone need? Do we need a break? Or are we good to go for another 20 minutes on this to get through this round?
Probably wouldn't mind a quick break.
All right. How about we have a quick break?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So when we come back, it will be Heo's turn.
Yeah. Why hands?
Have you considered that you might like a disguise that doesn't involve being wrapped up in veils?
Yes.
Will you let me do your makeup?
No.
Think don't be afraid.
You look like you need a ride. You look like you need a ride. I'm here to help, but I don't think that I can fit your friend there. Can you ask them if they are going to eat me?
Depends
In
on
that
your
case-
answer.
My name is Michel Vaillancourt. I'm the games master and storyteller for Unlawful Disorder. I've been asked to give a summary of events of the game, but that seems a little strange because, well, that's the job of the players. Don't ask me what the story is, I'm just the guy telling it. So, let's talk about how we got here. So, about a year ago, I saw a bunch of really talented people doing some really cool stuff, and I thought, well, that's cool, I'll have to keep them in mind. And a little while after that, I got a call from a roleplay channel asking me to set up a game. They wanted a European time zone friendly game. So I went back and I called up the cool people doing the cool stuff. So that would be Chantel and company. Cool. So, after that, we took a little bit of time, discussed a good D&D campaign, and I brought forward one of my homebrew worlds, and they looked at me and said, no.
You're sure he's not gonna eat me?
He's not gonna eat you.
Okay, I'm a friend then.
Depends
In
on
that
your
case,
answer.
It's not the name that's on the bounty, and that's all that matters to me.
Okay. Now I just have to remember to respond to it.
Well, you'll do that, won't you, Eric? Eric,
Are you going to eat them?
Considers it.
By the way, you have no clue what she's on about. Like, you've never seen one of these things before.
he's a vegan!
oh, what?
Definitely don't know what that is.
I don't care what he is. He's got big teeth.
You do have big teeth. Not incorrect.
Hero's grasp of the trade tongue is
Oh,
body.
do you? Oh, do you? What do you eat them?
Sort of looks back up. I will not consume that person.
Could you be a little more generic and just say you're not going to consume anyone in the city as well? Just to make it easier.
That'd be great.
Sort of reverting back to elders, like,
Just try.
what language?
You know?
I'm not gonna eat people.
I know you're not going to eat people.
Language is hard.
I know. Just say it the way I'm telling you to say it. I'm not going to eat the city.
I'm not going to eat the sea.
Yes.
I'm not going to eat the sea. Mental image got too funny.
Why hands?
Have you considered that you might like a disguise that doesn't involve being wrapped up in veils?
Yes.
Will you let me do your makeup?
No.
You.
Think you might be afraid.
You look like you need a ride. You look like you need a ride. I'm here to help, but I don't think that I can fit your friend there. Can you ask them if they are going to eat me?
Depends
In
on
that
your
case-
answer.
My name is Michel Vaillancourt. I'm the games master and storyteller for Unlawful Disorder. I've been asked to give a summary of events of the game, but that seems a little strange because, well, that's the job of the players. Don't ask me what the story is, I'm just the guy telling it. So, let's talk about how we got here. So, about a year ago, I saw a bunch of really talented people doing some really cool stuff, and I thought, well, that's cool, I'll have to keep them in mind. And a little while after that, I got a call from a roleplay channel asking me to set up a game. They wanted a European time zone friendly game. So I went back and I called up the cool people doing the cool stuff. So that would be Chantel and company. Cool. So, after that, we took a little bit of time, discussed a good D&D campaign, and I brought forward one of my homebrew worlds. And they looked at me and said, no.
You're sure he's not gonna eat me?
He's not gonna eat you.
Okay, I'm a friend then.
Depends
In
on
that
your
case,
answer.
It's not the name that's on the bounty, and that's all that matters to me.
Okay. Now I just have to remember to respond to it.
Well, you'll do that, won't you, Eric? Eric,
Are you going to eat them?
Considers it.
By the way, you have no clue what she's on about. Like,
Ew.
Heyo. Heyo. It's your turn.
Hell. Hell.
I would take persistent damage.
Yep, that's the first thing that has to happen.
Let's start with pain.
All right, that seems to be the subject of the evening. 1d6. And that is 5.
Oh, that's a shame.
Mhm.
My resistance soaks it.
Yep.
So we'll just sort of. We'll just leave it there. Leave it as is for now.
Mhm.
Heo sort of pulls himself up
Mhm.
to his he's on top of this, multi-story ruin. Just looking at Smithers. Oh, little demon, if there is one thing I can promise you, it is that I am delicious. And then we'll sort of fly up. And it's going to fly up, breathing fire upon this cluster of things.
Mm-hmm.
The actual size isn't amazingly important, but it's essentially going to miss Granite and then go from Smithers just back. And then but the fire will be ignoring Spider.
Okay.
And he's going to sort of fly and land, sort of imposing himself between. So it's not like next to Smithers, probably still within like 15 feet. So within reach of Heo, but imposing himself between Smithers and Alexandre.
Right.
And the fire. Okay. With exploding D8.
Nice.
We'll roll another one. Okay. That is. Maths, come on. 34.
Mm-hmm. All right. Guard is 23, so it'll be 11 damage.
Oh. Fun. All right. You know what? I will attempt to blind.
Yep. Okay.
On top of the damage.
Okay. All right. So that means Smithers is suffering from provoked, persistent damage, and blind currently.
Yes.
All right.
That would be Hayos. That's everything Hayo can do.
All right. Which brings us to Spider.
Yeah, freshly decarbonated.
Slightly blue in the fingers, but otherwise okay.
Okay.
By the Philharmonic Orchestra.
Yeah. Spider's gonna go for the throat of this thing.
Sure. You will.
The throat question mark?
Which one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you will have to, because of all of the darting around that has gone on at this point. It's still within your movement range, but you won't be able to focus action. You're going to have to actually move slightly to get over to where it has scuttled to in the preparation to attack Alexandria.
Fine, but it's still next to Granite or Alexandria, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, while it is distracted, then let's go for a lethal strike.
Definitely in melee range of Hayo as well. I should have realized.
Yeah.
I literally just said that.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Whoa, okay. We got a 15 on the D20.
Nice. Good
And
start.
its guard will be -3 because of the blind.
Amazing. So 15 and a 9 and a 10 on one of them. So 15, 9, 24, 34, and the reroll. Another 10. I forgot what number we were saying.
You were on 34, so you're now 44 and climbing.
44 plus 2, 46.
46 points of damage. That is 26 points of damage because it is an effective guard of 20.
Yeah. And once I don't have silencing strike because it knows I'm there, I'm going to try and silence it anyway.
Sure. So 26. Oof. Okay. Okay, and so now it is silenced. Okay. All right. Not looking good. And that brings it Smithers' turn. Smithers takes a d6 damage from the continued persistent damage, which is 3. For lack of a better way of putting it, visually, it's starting to break apart in the way that it's like it's going. Smithers, for lack of a better way of putting it, is going in and out of focus, and the edges around the image of Smithers are beginning to fray, and stream vapors off and become fuzzy and indistinct. And there's these little blurred of black and greenish energy that's kind of crackling around the outside edge.
Is there, for those of us who are currently blinded, is there a hearing component to that?
Yes, it's an
like
awful lot of. It's an awful lot of cursing in a very unpleasant language.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I cut off one of its tongues and it's.
So blind, silenced, persistent.
My brain was like, well, if swearing is like wiping your ass with silk, swearing and demonic must be wiping someone else's ass with sandpaper.
Oh, why?
So you get to all enjoy my horror.
Why is that? You know what? You can stay in Queensland. That's Queensland. That's what that is. Right there. You stay there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, minor action is going to clap. Smiles, everyone. You beat the bad guy. I'll be back on the next full moon. Take care of yourselves until then. I'm looking forward to the rematch already. Bye-bye. And takes off into the air.
Do we get opportunity attacks and whatnot?
You heard that in your head, by the way. It's using technically, I need it would actually need to roll to establish the telepathic communication. So just one sec. But
Is that its action, or is it?
it is so. It is okay. So it's mechanically its action. It's minor action monologue. Major action is defensive, and then uses its movement to leave.
Cool.
So you cannot take attacks of opportunity. However, I do need to do. Yeah. So what it actually is going to do is use its phantasm. No, it's going to use its phantasm ability and just manufacture the sounds.
Oh, because you cut out its tongue.
Right.
it's
silenced, so
you beat the burger.
So the mouth. I'm just going to say. So the phantasm is a set of strings grabbing onto it and moving the mouth, and the sound is coming from over here, right? As though it's being puppeted, and then it flies away.
And then it flies away. No, please. Someone kill it. It's like a bug now. Make it gone.
So you say we're not getting attack of opportunity?
No, it declared its major action was defensive, so it can retreat without provoke. Let me just double check the rule, but I believe one of your options for combat is to go fully defensive. You can't attack, but you do not. But you don't provoke attacks of opportunity. Just let me double check in case I'm remembering wrong. GM's way too many systems. I may be cross-remembering. Major actions.
If you do a defend action, then you don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Yes, so that's what it is doing, is defend action. So yes, it reads the rule book, executes the defend action, and flies away.
Is this the same rule book that Kaz was told?
Isn't the defend action defending someone else, not yourself? Well, it can be yourself, but it's a roll against an attack, because that's what Chevalier would use.
Hang on a second here.
Defend interrupt technically requires an attack against you, but defend by itself, or an ally, but defend by itself, it's its own ally. That's what Great Moustache is saying in chat, Sam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've used it as Chevalier, so I'm like, I don't.
Yep. Yeah. But.
Yeah.
So, yes,
that's right. Yeah, you get to move half your movement without. Yeah.
Yeah. So it flies away. Smithers picks up a rock and throws it. Chantal, would you please roll a might attack for Smithers?
Right, not Smithers, Granite.
Yes, Granite lobbing rock at Smithers.
Granite, BB, I love you so much. My little friend, what are you doing? If Granite manages to KO Smithers, right at the end, I'm gonna be so impressed. 12, 13, 18.
18, you missed by 2.
Oh, Smithers. Smithers, buddy. Welcome.
So again, the rock bounces off the back of Smithers' head as it vanishes into the darkness. Falls. I said, take a number, and disappears.
In before Granite decides to. Granite actually is just hunting down Smithers from now until forever.
I'm just going to say unto eternity. Yes.
How
Just-
fast is this thing flying? Because we get
It's movement 30. It's just that it's going up. I mean, technically, there's nothing to stop either Heo or Kaz from pursuing it.
or me from
The next
shooting it.
3 moves will get after
I mean, it's my
the
turn.
other all the other turns.
Yeah, I was just going to say. So Alexandri goes next. Well, Smithers goes again. Gets a major action. Will convert the major action into movement.
Yeah.
So it's now 60 feet away.
Mhm. I just want to see it leaving.
Yeah, and then we come back down, and then it's Alexandri.
Stay gone!
Yep.
No, I'm blinded. I just want to be able to actually see it leaving.
Oh,
Sure. Roll your
Alexandra
resistance.
won't trust it unless she actually sees it. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
So I'm just rolling. Alexandra does not see it. That's a 3.
I
Okay.
contend I do not see it.
I do not see.
That's cool. Mhm. All right. All right. And then that's then there, and then yeah. At that point, it can get it will then execute another move, which is 30 more feet, which puts it 90 feet away and disappearing into the darkness. Okay. So that my question is, does Kaz and Heo intend to give chase?
I think Heo is aware that he's not that fast. This thing is fast is faster than Heo.
Yes.
I'm plenty fast. I've been knocked out this whole time. You want me to go get him? I can go get him.
I think
Does
it's
Kaz
best
say
do
that out
the-
loud?
Yes.
Do the demon by yourself.
No. Stay
Why
where the
not?
fuck you are.
Why not?
Because you've been unconscious most of this time.
And I'm better now. We
You have-
fixed it.
No, you are not.
I got this. She's like
I
hovers
don't know
in
what
the
you
air.
have.
just
I
a few
cannot
feet.
see.
You don't have to be able to see. I'm going. You can
No. No, do not go anywhere.
What if I just go a little bit and she flies up just a little bit further?
Alexandra can't see you. There is ice covering her eyes.
Well, I would like to say that Kaz is close enough that she can feel the flapping of a large wing. Feel and hear the flapping of large wings.
Yeah, I think as
cannot
it's
heal
like
you.
Heo is just like, you'll die.
I
I
mean,
caught you once. I cannot catch you if I cannot see you.
she slowly lowers down to the ground. Fine.
And that ends that.
A solid 10
So-
seconds later, Alexandra gets her vision back because I rolled it again just to see and I got a 13.
So for perspective, that was a total of 8 rounds. From the point the skeletons started crawling up out of the ground to the point where Smithers decided it was time to make an exit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically a bit more than a minute of flat out pitched battle.
Jeez.
Tense.
So, yes. Now,
It takes a couple of more seconds for Heo to rid himself of the persistent damage.
Yeah, I mean, Spider scrambles for the crossbow and points it up, but can't say anything. And just
keep in mind that there is a roiling thunder, lightning, and rainstorm that has been pouring down the entire time of this fight.
I did not keep that in mind even once this entire time. I must be
No,
honest.
neither did I. No.
So, well, I think it's more that,
Very dramatic.
it's just that moment where, Spider's standing there looking around for something to shoot at, and then just suddenly is aware of the fact, drenched to the bone, had been flash frozen. There's an icicle sticking off at a funny angle from his bowstring, etc., etc. And I think it suddenly, if you will, soaks into the group. The fact that basically the battlefield is a charred frozen mud puddle at this point.
Yes, I would like to reiterate that I do hate this terrain. This is awful for me.
Awful for all of us,
But
except
mostly
perhaps Granite.
for me. Granite, it's fine. Have you ever tried to get mud out of feathers? I thought not.
Have you met my birds? Have you tried to get oatmeal out of your feathers?
They're very small. You can just put them under a spigot.
They
Or your
turn to concrete. Did you know oatmeal goes very hard when it is cold?
Then you warm them up a little bit and then you do it.
And then they get very angry.
That's a you problem.
No, that's a them problem. They pass to me.
Just saying. If you guys ever need any tips, I got your back.
Personal feather grooming tips.
That's right.
There's a special comb you can get.
Yeah.
Great.
It's more of a brush, but it's got hard bristles.
I want that.
All right then. So,
It was like, as he's sort of like flicking away the last of this entropic, awful
mess.
And sort of look sort of up and then sort of back down to the group and just sort of, that was spectacularly unpleasant.
Yes. I thought.
Either. You look hurt.
I am hurt.
Well, that explains it.
Because of the severe injuries and internal trauma.
I cannot heal trauma. However,
It's physical trauma, it's fine.
physical trauma, I can do something about. Do you remember how I regrew organs at one time?
I try not to, but yep.
Trap in, laddie.
I'm not missing any organs.
How do you know? Where is Spider hurt?
I think you need all of them to function.
Is it external? Or is it internal damage? This lethal damage that you have taken?
That was entropic. It's essentially he's suffering from a massive case of blood poisoning.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them the answer. I'm afraid.
I mean, I can't heal it, but I can replace it.
I can replace
You're going to replace all of my blood.
This
Will
might pinch
take
a
about
little.
an hour.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone got any other options?
I'm thinking literally anything else. Aren't you blind?
Not anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Also-
And she kind of like moves away.
What
Like
is he doing?
she's just like, are you blind? Like,
Oh,
oh.
boops the beak.
Hey, watch!
Oh, goodness.
Hands off the merchandise. I just don't think that you replacing all of Spider's blood is necessarily... Spider looks worried.
I'm
Maybe.
worried.
Spider looks worried.
I mean, maybe I don't need to replace all of the blood. I don't know until I try.
It just seems like something that could go very wrong. And then things would be worse than they were when we started.
Well, just don't distract me in the middle of it.
What if you... This is not a sanitary condition. These are not sanitary conditions for a blood transfusion. Anything could distract you, like the demon could just decide to turn around.
Magic.
You just said don't distract you.
I'm saying
The
it takes
big-
an hour. I'd have
What
to
if
start
you-
from the beginning.
What if he just turns around?
I'm sorry.
What if the whatever just flew away? What if it
Well, that's
just
why I
turns
want to
around?
start now. Spider, come here.
Oh, God.
I will go to you because you are hurt. I am not.
Does anyone,
I am very hurt, actually, but not as
has
much as
anyone
you.
got an anesthetic?
You don't need anesthetic. I'm not
There's some
going
alcohol.
to touch
You're
you.
replacing all of my blood.
I'm not touching you, though.
There's some
Arguably,
alcohol.
I could do it from over here.
Here you go.
What is that? Is it
Full
alcohol?
60 whiskey.
Oh yeah.
The weak
No,
stuff.
This is great because you've never seen Spider drunk. All right, Spider definitely downs the whiskey. It's like, well, let's fucking go.
We usually take that in tablespoons, but okay.
Oh, but like bird though.
Yeah, so about that. So there's this little detail that most people don't realize about an awful lot of avians is they don't taste capsicum.
Oh.
Spice.
Oh, spicy.
Spicy.
For
Out
example,
there.
a lot of poultry actually find hot peppers kind of sweet, and so they will just about shank you to get a hot pepper out of your hands because to them it's kind of sugar flavored. I have some really bad news about the most. It's the Looney Tunes. Whack! How bad can it be? It's for birds, followed by that the red line going up and the steam curling out of here.
I bet you want me to replace your blood now, huh? Now I might
Orange-
just leave you.
No, let's go.
It turns
Let's do it.
And
I
it
never
turns
felt
out
more
that
alive.
the reason that the avians go by the tablespoon has more to do with the fact it's got a consistency like table syrup.
Yep, great.
Because by mass,
It's spicy and you've had too much of it, is what they're saying.
Yep.
You'd think the orange coloration should have given it away, but it's like a warm.
Jamie want to try this drink, but let's go.
It's a warm,
Mouth is
spicy
on fire.
yellow.
How much worse could it possibly get?
It's roughly the effect you're getting is maple syrup that has been infused with chili pepper, Tabasco sauce, and tequila.
Oh,
That's roughly.
Oh, that sounds so good.
oh. I got an image of that in my face.
The
welcome.
binary response to that was great.
Pardon?
The binary response we just got there was great. Yeah.
Wasn't it though?
No, thank you. You can have it back.
Not want.
No, I don't like it. No, it's still in my head. I'm
Love
gonna just
spicy drinks. So good.
I'm gonna roll because Alexandria will start the process regardless.
Yeah.
Now that his blood alcohol
Takes
level
like an
is
hour or something, doesn't it?
It takes an hour, so I may as well get started because if
Yeah.
Smithers decides to come back after healing itself, then at least there is no lethal damage to Spider. And I do heal all of the lethal damage because that was a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it was a
Nice
12.
roll.
So you actually, you regain it all
Very good.
over an hour.
Again, that in
It's a good thing you
current
had the.
hand.
It's a good thing you had the alcohol. I don't think it's a replace situation. I do think because the alcohol was hot, you steam it. You
What?
steam poison out of your mouth
Oh,
for an hour.
doesn't sound fun.
No, but that's what I mean. You had alcohol. What else was it going to do?
Steam cleaning your insides.
Every now and then, you just burp a musical note.
Which to a very drunk Spider is probably incredibly funny.
Are you hurt too?
only on the inside, but not like that.
You've got to be very specific when you're talking to me about things.
That's why I made the clarification. I am.
Okay.
All right. So, after an hour or so of a politely schnozzled spider trying to do 3-part harmonies, Smithers has failed to return.
That's a good sign.
No, it's not. It's awful.
Or
it
is
means
it?
When he comes back, if he comes back, bad. He'll be extra bad.
Consider that-
Extra mad at Heo.
Consider that we perhaps should not be here when he comes back.
He's not going to come here. He will go to wherever it is we are.
Well, I hate that.
Well, technically wherever I am, I imagine.
He did say he wouldn't come back until the next
That's pretty-
full moon.
No, that's a while away. We got time.
Yes, where are we going to be at the next full moon?
You'll be waking up the makers by then.
I hope so, but I don't know.
That's only a few weeks. No,
We-
we have things to do.
Okay.
What is the date currently?
It's the next full moon tomorrow.
I was
Because if
just
it's
going to
tomorrow,
say,
that's hilarious.
Also, we have 2 moons, so
that
Yeah,
was
which
about
one?
to be the point I was going
Yeah.
to raise.
I was going to ask about that too.
So the date I have on the website is the 24th, but I know that's wrong. So just one sec while I double check my notes. According to this, it is the 26th of Yggdrasil.
so the next
So the next full moon is the 34th.
34th, right?
Everything about the phrase 34th of Yggdrasil makes my brain go, you know what? All of time is an illusion. This is just as acceptable to me.
We've got a week.
This
It's
is
like, well, a bit
perfectly
more than a week. It's like 8 days.
Yep.
It's like that seems perfectly reasonable to me. Why not?
I will not be meeting your maker at that time.
Do you guys have an itinerary? Is it like? Because I just know how far we have to go, and okay.
We're not
I don't-
even heading towards the middle of the. We're going to the airship, and then we're going back to town. Then I'm gonna go poof, and then we'll go into the middle of the.
Oh, you guys thought
I'm
it was.
sorry, you're
oh,
gonna-
you guys-
You know what I mean. No, hey, you don't know what I mean. Why are you so big?
I just didn't know you guys were serious about that. But yeah, no, Heo is really big.
No,
Serious about what?
When Heo is small, he knows what I mean.
Myself?
My soul. Squeak, squeak.
Oh,
Don't let
you know
Mindful
what?
hear you say that.
I'm just glad that we're not in public because that gets us in trouble.
Spider dude starts taking off his clothes.
Why?
No.
I mean,
You're going to get cold very fast, and I just healed you. Don't freeze to death.
you
just-
said get us in trouble, but what would you call the thing that just happened to us if not trouble? I think Spider can say whatever he wants at this point. It doesn't
I meant
matter.
political trouble.
I know what you meant. I'm
It
just
matters
saying.
it matters if we have to leave another place because of something Spider did.
Wow. Spider has climbed up on top of like a broken parapet naked, and he's like, I'm the king of the world.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
I'm glad I don't see it every day.
So what did he do last time?
As you may not have seen Spider with his shirt off before, he's lit spider tattoos and web tattoos literally covering his entire body, and scars all the way over his body as well.
She's just like, huh. Okay.
How
Yeah.
long did it take me to create
Hey-
clothing?
Here has set up like a decent campfire in some sheltered area so they can
Yes.
dry off and stuff.
Mhm.
Chuckles at the antics and says, "For what it was worth, you're all very impressive. Facing a demon, it is no small task. Merely surviving should be lauded. Chasing it off, more so. Apologize to Mysel for me, if you would." He sort of steps away so he's not in the light,
Thanks.
and
I only just detoxified
yeah,
Spider's blood. Like, let's not have him throw up.
turns back into Mysel, which it's just hidden a bit in the gloom. But you would hear. I mean, there's finishes the transformation, and this, usually there's like a moment of reorientation that Mysel has to go through that Hio doesn't. But there's this sort of it's immediate, like ha, ha! When he comes back. It's a pained cry.
Mysel?
Hi.
Are you hurt?
Welcome back.
Well, I'm not sure, but I suspect the protection Hio was giving left with him. 1 second. It's going to sort of dig through his bag, pull out like something that he sort of mashes into his hand and then just puts into his mouth and just starts chewing.
What
Um,
you got there?
it's
Is it another rat?
no, it's like a plant.
Oh,
It's like leaves that he's.
okay.
It's like no, it's got helps with healing.
You feeling a little snacky? I mean, that makes sense.
I could
Feeling like I got hit by entropy, but yeah,
I could heal you.
I could eat.
Hio says he's sorry, by the way.
It's just yeah. I don't think it's going to be amazingly pleasant. Not because of this. This can be healed. This is just shared damage. But I mean, I assume we all went through the same visions. not the same visions, but
I am immortal.
Spider's taking it
If you
super
don't
well.
get down from there, I'll prove you're not.
Yeah. So we're all taking it well, equally, all of us together, taking it well. It's been great. It's been a great day.
Why? I mean, even I know that's a lie.
Oh, it wasn't supposed to be. Sorry, I forgot. Whew. She just sort of like gets lost in the reverie of like what transpired, what she does remember now that she's awake. Huh. Uh-huh. And then just sort of like turns around and like looks down.
You okay over there? What? Kazra?
I'm doing about as well as anybody else.
Okay,
Not well
so
at all then.
you
Got it.
feel like shit. What?
Spider points down at Kazra. You are immortal.
All right. I'm immortal. See?
Here.
She kind of like lifts her wings up in like, hey!
Oh,
She will play along with the drunk.
Who won't?
Alexandria, apparently.
I mean, other than Alexandria, though. Okay, so we just go to sleep and have a nice night's sleep, and then wait 8 days until a demon comes back to kill us. Is that what we're?
It seems like the best thing to do. Take your rest.
I don't want to go to sleep though.
I mean, there are other ways of resting. Take your relaxation where you can get it. Spider sure is. I don't have any more whiskey though, so you're gonna have to find a different way.
I don't want to get drunk. It hurts too much.
For the best.
Spider's not gonna have a good time tomorrow.
Mysel is unusually quiet and withdrawn, but he's going to take a quick moment to try and spy on Smithers, just quickly, just to sort of confirm that he's gone, if he can. That is a...
no longer on this plane of existence.
Yeah, okay. Your call could not be connected.
Correct.
Your call could not be connected. Please try again later.
Your scry is important to us.
Your scry is important to us. Please hold.
No scrying ever spilt milk.
Wherever the demon went, he's left this. It's left this plane.
For horrific planes of existence, press 3.
Scream internally. Please click on your existential dread.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Please click on your existential dread.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Your existential dread may have been out loud. Please internalize and try again.
Did you say?
We have fun here on
It's too much fun.
We really do.
At the tone, please silently scream into the void.
Please ponder the meaninglessness,
not hear a tone.
of your existence.
If you do not hear a tone, you may already be in the void.
Oh
I think I worked for that company once.
Yeah, me too. It's a
every
fun
internet service provider ever. So
company. Yeah.
Choosing
I worked with
special.
Telstra that time. So
Once Mysel, he, doesn't find Smithers, he sort of goes back to his bag, puts some things away, and he's gonna, for just a moment, hold the dagger that he had before, and just like grips it very tightly before putting it back away. There's sort of like a slightly shuddered breath.
maybe Spider had a good idea then.
Getting drunk?
Mm.
Well,
I mean, at least until tomorrow, it's a good idea.
We should fly the airship into whatever plane the demon is in.
See? It's a great idea.
no, that's not a terrible idea. I mean,
I'm sorry.
listen, hear me out.
I don't know if I want to.
If it's in okay condition, we have seen in the vision that it worked the last time something big and awful happened. Maybe I will secretly know how to fly it. I am a pilot.
Probably.
Something to consider once we find it and actually know what condition it's in.
Yeah. I'm just saying it wouldn't be bad to have,
An airship against something that can fly.
Yes.
And not all of us can fly.
Yes,
So
it would be great if you guys
some
could
of us-
also fly.
Okay. Until we plummet to the ground.
It happens
I
less
can
often on
fly!
a ship.
And Spider jumps off
Kaz finished healing.
Kaz spring to catch him.
He's only 10 feet up. He's not going to completely wreck him.
Fine. She just doesn't want him to break his fucking ankles.
My freaking ankles!
As we discover he can actually fly.
Well, funnily enough, if we gained an experience from that fight, something very weird might happen.
Oh dear.
So,
Suddenly
in
he
point
can't.
of fact, yes, you have all gained 1 XP.
Gas.
Woo!
Yeah, so you jump to try and catch Spider, and he literally just flies. Just like
He's flying!
he only sort of soars a bit and then falls down because he's not expecting himself to fly.
Oh, this is cool. Wait a second, I'm flying. Whack. The classic example of throw yourself at the ground and miss.
Yeah, but it was definitely not a human jump.
That was not bad for no, zero, none feathers.
Is Spider still alive? Did maybe the tick stop talking and now he's just a ghost?
I think maybe.
Can I check for the tick? Can I check for the tick? I need to check for the tick.
I think if you're asking the question, you maybe should be asking yourself whether you're still alive.
I'll ask that in a minute. Hey, it's a natural 20.
Now
8, 20. It's a 30. That's a 30 to check whether he's ticking.
It's he's definitely ticking, but also you hear La Chanson playing in time with the ticking. That's a gift for Michelle.
You say gift.
Say gift. Yeah.
So yes, as stands. The other thing that 30 will tell you is that you're hearing another similar pacing sound, but it's much more like a carousel. And because that's probably not problematic enough, it happens to be coming from the direction you were planning on marching tomorrow morning.
Oh, good. We're going toward a circus. Don't you just love the clown, Spider?
I do love clowns.
Closer, please. Why does Spider sound like... Oh, this is too much. This one is too much.
This one is too much.
Alexandria just sits down and head in hands. Gonna do... would that... I don't know if I doubt that same roll would work. Can I check myself?
Before you wreck yourself?
With a 30, nothing has changed about Alexandria.
Okay, I'm alive. So I'll
You
just
would-
tell Kaz I'm alive.
Good.
So is Spider.
Good to hear. I
Spider is ticking.
very
My
little doubt.
chanson's attached to it. And I also hear music that is similar, not the same, coming from the direction we're going in, but also connected to Spider. In case you wanted an update on the things that I perceive that other people don't seem to.
Well, I've gotten it now, and I guess here we are. That's really all I got for you. I'm gonna be honest. Did I want it? Who's to say? Now I know.
Too late now.
Here we are.
Too late now. Yeah.
No going back now.
I mean, we could just... No, too many people want me dead now. Can't go back.
You're not gonna get dead. You did pretty okay with the demons back there, so I think it'll be okay.
As long as demons don't decide to join up with Spider's family, everything's great.
I mean, you've met my sister.
Yeah, she's a demon. I've already fought one. I tried to. I'd have knocked her out with that slap.
He starts singing some song, which is just making fun of his sister.
It'll be okay.
Alexandria approves and will remember this.
This song is Alexandria approved. All right.
My name is Alexandra, and I approve this message.
So, it is... the storm blows away. It had just been right around supper time, early evening. Basically, the sun had gone down, and, essentially almost on cue, this sky blocking black clouds rolled in, and then literally all hell broke loose. So it's actually still early evening, because it's only, even an hour later, it's still early. The ruins that you are at, the torched abandoned village, seems to express no further desire in disgorging disgruntled undead. And so I suppose the question is, are you camping here or not?
I mean, they all came out and they've gone back now, so it's sort of
Mhm.
okay, right? Like they've
Yes.
gone back to sleep.
It's not the best weather to be traveling in. And we've got at least shelter.
Yeah.
It's still somewhat fortified.
Better this than trying to move, I think. Yeah.
All right then. So,
Mumford starts getting food for everyone ready.
Yep. So you settle down into a quiet evening at a camp. It's how would you describe your mood, Kezra?
I think she's allowed herself to sort of focus on like sort of what's going on like around her.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty grounded in that sense, I think. So there was that moment where she was just like, holy shit. But now she's, I think, perfectly like affable.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, she seems to be fine. She's laughing at the drunk spider while Spider is drunk and like marveling over the fact that he can fly and like
Mm-hmm.
just trying to help everybody else out, you know? Lighten the mood.
Yep. Okay. What about Mysel?
Mysel's a bit withdrawn initially. But particularly with like, I guess Spider's antics and Kazra's efforts, he does sort of slowly return to his normal cheerful self.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of it's withdrawn. It's a sort of like the thing where it's like, he generally comes across as a very happy child.
Mm-hmm.
Where this is, you can see his age essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's suddenly very aware that he is old and tired,
right,
and sad, possibly all the time.
Okay. What's Alexandri's mood?
Morose and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can't have that.
I mean, 80% of the time we have exactly that. What?
And once the initial rush of drunkenness has given way, where does Spider wind up?
Unconscious?
Sure, I'm totally okay with that answer. Mm-hmm. All right. Shall we advance the scene and the clock to the next morning?
Sure.
Or is there a scene that someone feels needs to happen?
At some point, Alexandri would just say, "What did you see?" To anyone that's not Spider, really. Or both of them that are not Spider, because Spider's unconscious. Spider's seeing a whole other thing somewhere else right now.
Question for the room. My next question is for the whole panel.
It's more of a thought than a question, but
well, I didn't. I remember seeing it, but obviously I didn't. If I were to guess, I would say that we all saw what our worst moments. And that's why.
I mean, I guessed that. I was asking
for well, myself and Heo. We may have confused it a little. I feel the first part was finding that part of your brain that stores the memory of whatever the worst moment would be, and the next one brought it forward. But Heo and I overlap mentally and physically. So we saw two things kind of simultaneously. We saw both of ours. I don't think Heo is not a secret. Heo saw his people dying. trying to protect a group of younger dragons, and giant kin found them. Killed everyone except Hio. And I saw we also got to relive the moment when I found out that my family had been killed while I was away. So my wife, my children, my grandchild, they all got I mean, it's it's remembered, the time is remembered as the Great Darkness for a reason. But we weren't there. And we got back and the whole town had been put to the torch. I'm glad we were only in there, I guess, under its effect for a short while. Got sort of broke out. But I'm not proud of how I responded, so I'm glad I didn't see that.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Something I haven't relived in a really long time. And I don't know that I want to relive again right now. Suffice it to say that I also saw people die.
Oh.
It wasn't a whole town, but it was enough. Wouldn't be sitting here today if that hadn't happened, though. So I guess the universe has its own plans for things. I don't know.
How about you, Alexandre?
I didn't see any of that.
What do you mean?
Didn't see anyone die or getting hurt or any of that at all. I just relived a thought, I guess.
What thought?
Yeah.
If my grandmother made a contract and couldn't talk about La Chanson, that means that she made a contract with someone against La Chanson. And she did it, knowing that someone would need to do something and would not have the information they needed to do it.
You.
She didn't know it was going to be me, maybe. Whisper of the Wild.
Oh.
Did she know who it was going to be?
Oh, that's a binary answer. So the answer would be no.
She didn't know it was going to be me. So, I guess I just relived the thought that I don't know if I will ever be able to go home, because I don't know if I can ever look my grandma in the face again, knowing what she did.
Even though she didn't know that she'd be doing it to you?
I would never do that to anyone. Not anyone. So, I wouldn't do that to Cobbs McGee. I wouldn't do it to the demon.
Do you know what she did it for?
No. But if the reasons that it is, if everything I've been told is accurate, and I'm supposed to go and wake the makers to make things better, I don't think it matters.
There's multiple angles for every story, though. I'd be careful about making sweeping judgment like that. That's all.
All I
Kinda
have ever had is sweeping judgment.
It kind of sounds like she made a pretty sweeping judgment call, is all. And if that's upsetting, it might be better to try and not repeat those mistakes.
Well, I will do my best not to make a contract with anything. Because I never know what it is going to be.
Same is true of a lot of actions. It doesn't make the outcome easier, of course.
It's true. Hmm. You can only do the best you can with the information that you have.
And she had more information than most and decided to use it like that.
Yeah.
She did.
And as a result, I have less information.
Yeah.
Less information than everyone else.
Well, not everyone else. I'm sure you have more information than me. It helps.
Contextually, I suppose.
I think
But
you
you're
have
not
more
trying to do
information
what
than
I'm
Cobbs
trying to
McGee
do.
as well. Sorry.
I have no idea.
Unilaterally, yeah. It's all a matter of perspective. Most babies, me, Cobbs McGee, your bird friends.
All right, folks. I think that's a good place to wrap it up for this week. We will resume with the group making their way in the morning after a hearty breakfast of all kinds of things that'll turn Spider's stomach, and making their way to the crash site.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So do me a favor in the intervening week, figure out how you're going to spend your XPs, your 1 XP. So that if I, according to my notes, that brings the group up to 13.
Hang on a second. 13? Really?
Mm-hmm.
13
Yep.
bucks, please.
Yep, we are at 13 experience.
I had 11. I've been working off less XP than I should have been. That's amazing. I have 11.
I think you're on the wrong. Yeah.
Oh, probably. Actually,
You've
I'm probably
leveled
looking
up
at the
twice
wrong-
since I got here, so it's definitely 13.
I probably was just looking at the wrong thing.
So yeah,
That or Alexander's going to get a sudden boost.
Yes.
All of a sudden, Alexandria is also flying. Everyone is confused.
Like, this is way
You
more
told me
convenient.
to fly.
Flying is suddenly in vogue.
You told me
bird
to
said
do
it
it,
would
and
be-
now I'm doing it.
Bird said it'd be more convenient if I could fly, so.
That's what
So
we
I
get. That's what we get. We get this very somber ending, and then this towards the end, it's like, wait, did Spider fly?
I don't even want to think about flying spiders right now.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you very much. Good job, by the way. Mathematically, that fight was pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
That's scary.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, you all played well, and good use of AOE's, because the skeletons were literally a side effect of Smithers arriving.
Oh, good.
Oh, fun.
So they weren't actually part of the fight per se, but he wasn't dumb enough to actually wade into that until he was sure that you were all occupied, and then hey, it went poof, go away. So that was huge.
Do you ever bring with
Track
you
and
a
go
horde
burr.
of undead? The entourage. We
So, yeah.
will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.